everybody. Welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Today, we're going to be talking all about Carnival 2025.
Yes, we're diving deep into the history, the celebrations across the globe, and all the things that make Carnival so special and unique.
Exactly. And to help guide us on this journey, we've got some excerpts from a source called Carnival 2025, Fechas, Historia y Celebraciones Globales.
Great source, yeah. It's going to give us a really good background on the history of Carnival, where it came from.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the basics. We all know Carnival's this big global celebration that happens before Lent, right?
Yeah.
But what is it really all about? Beyond the music, the costumes, the parties.
Well, I think at its core, Carnival is really all about joy. Like pure, unadulterated joy and revelry.
That makes sense.
It's a chance for people to kind of let loose, to forget their worries for a little bit,
Yeah, just totally embrace the moment.
Exactly. And this idea of celebration and letting loose, it goes way back. I mean, we're talking ancient Rome and Greece.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Carnival goes that far back.
Yeah, they had these huge festivals dedicated to gods like Dionysus, the god of wine, and revelry, and Saturn, who represented abundance and liberation. And these festivals, they were wild.
Sounds like my kind of party. So are you saying that those ancient Roman and Greek parties are kind of like the ancestors of the Carnival celebrations we see today?
In a way, yeah. I mean, think about it. They had feasts, processions, they even wore masks.
Oh, yeah. Those are all key elements of Carnival today.
Exactly. And it just goes to show you how deeply rooted this tradition really is. It's like echoes of the past woven into the fabric of today's festivities.
I love that. Okay, so we've established that Carnival has ancient roots. But how do we get from togas and chariots to the massive parades and costumes we see today?
Right. Well, that's where things get really interesting. So as Christianity spread, Carnival kind of evolved alongside it.
Yeah.
And eventually it became this big, last hurrah before Lent.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. So it's
Yep.
like indulge now, reflect later.
Exactly. I mean, the word carnival itself might actually come from the Latin phrase carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah, which means farewell to meat.
Oh, because of the fasting during Lent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have this period of indulgence and celebration before things get a little more serious.
That adds a whole new layer to it.
Okay.
Okay, so Christianity spreads, Carnival spreads along with it, and then what?
Well, as Carnival made its way across Europe and eventually to the Americas, it started to blend with all these different local traditions and customs.
Right, because every country, every city even, kind of puts its own spin on Carnival, right?
Absolutely. It's incredible. You have over 50 countries that celebrate Carnival in some form.
That's amazing. Over 50 countries. I mean, that's like a testament to how universal this need to celebrate really is. But with all this variety, are there any common threads that kind of tie all these celebrations together?
Yeah, definitely. Parades, for one. I mean, almost every Carnival celebration features parades with these elaborate floats and dancers and incredible costumes.
Oh, yeah. The floats are always insane.
Yeah. Right. And then, of course, you have costumes and masks. I mean, that's a huge part of Carnival. Allows people to embrace anonymity, to shed their inhibitions, and, just let loose.
It's like everyone gets to be someone else for a little while.
Exactly. And then, of course, you can't forget about music and dance. Every region has its own unique sounds and rhythms that just bring the celebration to life.
Okay, so we've got parades, costumes, music, dancing. That's like the Carnival starter pack. But it's 2025, people.
Right.
Let's talk specifics. What are some of the biggest Carnival celebrations happening around the world this year?
Ooh, all right. Well, you got to start with Rio, right? I mean, Rio's Carnival is legendary. The samba parades are just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, those costumes. I mean, the feathers, the sequins, the energy. It's just mind-blowing.
Absolutely. And then you have Venice with its elegant masks and balls. It's all very mysterious and romantic.
Yeah, I love the Venetian masks. It's like everyone's got a secret.
Right. Totally different vibe from Rio, but just as captivating.
Totally. What else?
Well, you can't forget about New Orleans. That's where the streets come alive with jazz music and beads flying everywhere.
New Orleans is definitely on my Carnival bucket list. Okay, so we've got Rio, Venice, New Orleans. Where else should we be looking?
Well, Cologne, Germany has a really cool carnival tradition. They have these satirical floats that poke fun at current events and politicians.
Oh, that sounds hilarious.
It is. And then there's Trinidad and Tobago. Their carnival is a real fusion of different cultures with the infectious rhythms of steel pan music.
See, this is why I love Carnival. It's a global mashup of history, culture, and just pure fun.
It really is. And we can't forget about the food.
Oh, yes, the food.
I mean, beignets in New Orleans, feijoada in Brazil, quiche in Italy.
Stop, you're making me hungry.
It's all part of the carnival experience. It's like a feast for all the senses.
Okay, so we know Carnival is happening all over the world in 2025. But when exactly does it all go down?
Well, Carnival always starts on the Thursday before Ash Wednesday. And it culminates in a grand finale on Mardi Gras, which this year falls on March 4th.
Got it. March 4th, 2025. Mark your calendars, everyone.
Sure.
But I've always been curious about this. Why does the date change every year?
That's because Carnival is tied to Easter, which itself is a movable feast based on the lunar calendar.
Ah, okay, so it's all connected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the spirit of Carnival remains the same, but the date keeps us guessing.
I love that. It's like a little mystery every year. Okay, so we've traveled through time, we've explored traditions from all over the world, and we've even gotten our taste buds tingling with all the delicious carnival food. But I want to take a step back for a second and talk about what this all means. Why should our listeners care about Carnival? What's the takeaway here?
That's a great question. I think, when you look at the evolution of Carnival from these ancient rituals to the modern day celebrations, it really highlights something fundamental about what it means to be human.
What do you mean?
Well, I think it shows our enduring need for connection, for release, for joy. It's a reminder that even amidst all the complexities of life, there's still a place for celebration and community.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah,
So as you gear up for Carnival 2025, everyone, take a moment to really appreciate the incredible history and the global tapestry of traditions that make this celebration so special.
exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll discover a new favorite celebration or tradition along the way. Or try making some of that delicious carnival food we talked about.
Ooh, yes, that's a great idea. All right, well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Carnival. Until next time, keep the spirit of celebration alive.
Keep on celebrating.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.